Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Gut Health Happy Hour. Say hello, you guys. As you come on, give me a hashtag replay. If you are watching the replay, today we are talking about allergies. And it's just the appropriate season for it, right? Like allergies are so prevalent in the spring, and a lot of people think there's nothing you can do about it, but I am here to tell you there's always something you can do, which is good news, right? So let me know if you are here. Let me know if you can hear me. Facebook is changing some things, and they're not going to let us stream into groups from third-party apps anymore. So I don't know what that means for the Gut Health Happy Hour, but I will figure it out because I love being here with you all every week. If you are new to the group, welcome. We do this every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Every week is a different topic that all relates to gut health and overall health, because gut health is overall health. So mark it on your calendar, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern, every single week for the happy hour. If I'm not going to be doing it, if I'm out of town, I will let you know ahead of time. So make sure you show up every week and bring your questions. Like, I really want it to be interactive. I want you to get all the answers that you need. I want you to get involved and really be like an advocate and a part of your own health experience. You know, I posted in the group yesterday, your doctor is not in charge of your health. You are in charge of your health. Your doctor is someone who can assist you in diagnosing what's going on with you, but you are in charge. And that is something that has gotten totally lost along the way, somewhere in the last 50 or so years, because there's so much chronic illness, especially what's really growing in children. And people are giving up all of their power to their doctor and just going, well, my doctor didn't tell me to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Or my doctor didn't know anything about that, so I'm not going to do it. Or my doctor told me to take this medication, so that's just what I'm doing. That is one sliver of what it really means to be healthy, is what your doctor can do for you. So let's say what your doctor can do for you is 10% of actually being at your thriving, most optimal health. Then 90% is up to you. And you know your body better than anybody else. If you don't know what is wrong with you, then go to the doctor. They can help you diagnose it, but your doctor is not going to help you with nutrition, with sleep, with stress, with supplementation, with all of the other things that go along with being healthy. So we, as women especially, need to take back the power over our own health. Stop relying on meds. Meds are not helping anything. Some meds are necessary, yes, and they're not all bad, but they're not helping anything. They're not addressing the root cause of what is really going on with you. And so doing your own research, finding someone that you can trust that will help you with all of those things, which I am more than happy to do. And that's clearly why I have this group. And if you want to dive deeper into it and work together, then we can basically solve all of your problems. Like, that's what I help my clients do. What the medical system does is they look at things individually. Oh, you have allergies, take a Zyrtec every day. Oh, you have, constipation, take Miralax. They look at things separately, like they're not all connected, and they don't care about the root cause. And they don't have time to help you find the root cause. They don't have time to help you with your nutrition and walk you through what you should be doing every day. That is not the job of the medical system. So let the medical system do the 10%, and then the other 90% really needs to be you. You are in charge of it. And so this is just another example when we talk about allergies. No one ever talks about allergies and gut health, right? Has anyone ever heard that? But of course, allergies have to do with your gut health. Hippocrates, who's the father of medicine, said all disease begins in the gut. And while that's not 100% true, because about 2% of disease is truly genetic and that cannot be fixed with epigenetics, things that are above genetics. But for the most part, 98% of everything else comes from the gut. And so it needs to be part of the conversation. And we need to talk about other solutions besides supporting big pharma with their Flonase and their Zyrtec and their Claritin, right? That's not getting to any kind of root cause. That's not solving anything. And all medications have side effects. So if you would like to try and get away from medications and really solve the problem at the root, then that's what we are here to talk about every week. And again, I'm not anti-medication. What I am anti is people, the medical system going straight to medication without trying to figure out what is actually going on with you. So that is what I try and help you do. I try and help you figure out, like, what is really going on with you? Let's solve it there. And then once you really solve that root cause, then it's like a cascade of things get better. Then your skin clears up. You have no more allergies. You have regular bowels. You lose some weight. Your joints don't hurt anymore, right? Like, that is the power of getting to the root cause. And so when we're talking about allergies today, we need to include food allergies, seasonal allergies. These two things shouldn't really be separated, although they can have different root causes. But it's all an immune reaction, right? So we need to talk about the immune system when we're talking about allergies. Where does your immune system live? In your gut, in your small intestine. The thing about the small intestine is that there's so much that needs to go on there for us to be healthy. And what is really prevalent right now is leaky gut. So we'll talk about that. But we have to look at leaky gut as a root cause of just about anything in the entire body. And if we don't, we're going to spin our wheels and probably be suffering for a long time. So your body has different reactions to different things. There's a difference between allergies, sensitivities, and intolerance. So allergies, that is an immune response reaction. It's usually an immediate reaction to a trigger, whether it's a food or a pollen or an animal. A sensitivity is also an immune reaction, but it is usually not immediate, and it's usually more broad. Like when people have an actual allergy, they know it in 2 seconds, right? The response. The sensitivity reaction is a little more broad. It's a little more drawn out. It could be later. Could be something that happens later down the road. And an intolerance is actually when you are missing an enzyme in your body that helps you break down that food. So, for instance, lactose intolerance means that you are missing the enzyme lactase that breaks down that food. So a lot of people have reactions to meat. Well, you're probably missing that proteolytic enzyme, the protease that helps you break down meat. It's an enzyme that you're missing, right? So with histamine, and histamine is what is produced in many different circumstances, but clearly when we're allergic to something, we take an antihistamine. There is an enzyme called DAO, and that is what breaks down histamine in the body. And if we're missing that enzyme, then that could be a big part of why this histamine builds up. So what we need to think about with allergies, and again, this is food, seasonal, cats, whatever it might be, we have, and this goes for basically everything in the body. It's like, it's funny because people will go, I don't know, just one day I was allergic to something. Well, what happens is we have a bucket, and this bucket can handle histamine from your food, histamine reactions from certain bacteria in your body, stress can make histamine release, all these different things that can make histamine release. Fill the bucket. Well, if the body isn't handling that histamine quickly enough, and this could be, any number of reasons why, then the bucket overflows, and that's when we have all these histamine reactions. And so it's not that last thing that happened, it's the 50 other things that happened that filled your bucket. And this goes for so many other things in the body. It's like, when we have a toxic overload, some people might break out in this crazy rash, and they're like, I don't know, what did I do that day? What lotion did I put on? It's not the lotion. It's not what you did that day. It's the 50 other things you did before. Your bucket is now overflowing with toxins, and the toxins are now trying to escape out of your skin, right? So we've got to look at the bigger picture And allergies are no different. So when we are talking about that immune reaction, so that is in our gut. And there are so many different factors about keeping that gut healthy, which means keeping your immune system happy. So, when we talk about the digestive system and when we talk about the gut, there are many different pieces to it. So we need to look at every step of the gut along the way and make sure that it is all working properly so that the whole process is smooth. Because if one cog in the machine is not working right, it affects everything on the down flow and the up, right? And so the first part of the digestion is the chewing and the saliva. Actually, the first part of digestion happens before you put any food in your mouth. It is making sure that you're in rest and digest before you even eat. Because what happens when you're in rest and digest is your body goes, okay, we're going to turn on the bodily juices and get everything flowing so that when the food comes in, we're ready for it. We can break it down and send it along its way at each part of the digestion. If you're eating in fight or flight, if you are stressed at all, and I mean at all, like, you're scrolling Instagram, that is a stressor. Then your body is not ready for that food. So what happens? You put the food in your mouth. The saliva hasn't been released yet. The saliva is your first thing that breaks things down along with the teeth. Then the stomach acid doesn't get released because it doesn't even know food is coming. And then the enzymes don't get released. And everything in the body, every process in the body needs enzymes, right? So particularly, we're talking about digestive enzymes here. And then, so now the food was not broken down by your saliva. It wasn't broken down by your stomach acid. It wasn't broken down by the enzymes. And now we're sending it through into the small intestine undigested. And now we've got food in the small intestine that can start to ferment. It can build an overgrowth of bad bacteria. It can cause inflammation. And all of this leads to leaky gut. Then what happens when we have leaky gut? Okay, you've got these tight junctions in our small intestine. That's where we want to absorb our nutrients. We want vitamins and minerals and protein to go through the small intestine and get absorbed to be used by the body. But when we have leaky gut, because of the bad bacteria, lack of good bacteria, medications, chemicals in our food, stress, we've broken down our first line of defense, which is our good bacteria. We've created inflammation. Now these holes in our gut start to get bigger. And then what happens is foreign invaders start to sneak through into your body. And then what happens? Your body goes, apparently my computer always thinks I'm celebrating something because I kind of look like it. But then what happens in your body goes, oh no, there's foreign invaders coming. Send up the histamine. Histamine is that immune response, right? And so when things are not supposed to be circulating in your bloodstream, your body is going to do what it thinks is best. And it's going to try and attack those things and send out this immune response to these foreign invaders. And so these could be food particles. And so now your body sees this food particle as a foreign invader. So the next time you eat it, it's going to send you that immune response again, right? Your body is always doing what it takes to keep you alive, always. So you think your body is against you, your body is never against you, right? And so then, other things coming into your body that are not supposed to be going into the bloodstream are now sneaking through that leaky gut. They're in your bloodstream. And now we've got all this histamine reaction happening. Your body is producing histamine to try and give that immune response to these invaders. But now you've got that histamine overload. You've got that toxic bucket full of histamine and overflowing. Maybe you don't make enough of the DAO enzyme to get rid of that histamine. Maybe your liver is on the struggle bus because of all these things that are happening, all these toxins, and now your liver can't process what is going on. And really, it's sort of a perfect storm of your body just being in this constant immune reaction. Now we get seasonal things coming into our body, like, holy shit, now we got all these different pollens. It's spring, blah, blah, blah. It's not the pollen's fault, right? It's that our body cannot handle one more thing being put into the toxic bucket. If that toxic bucket was empty, and that gut lining was strong, and we've got all the good bacteria. All the good bacteria is what does all the fighting for us, and it fights off the bad bacteria. If we don't have enough good, then the bad are allowed to overgrow. And some of these bacteria, there are specific bacteria that can produce histamine on their own. And so we're eating in a stressed environment. We're not breaking down our food. Our food is fermenting. It's causing inflammation. It's causing leaky gut. We've got chemicals coming into our body. We've got medications coming into our body. We're taking antibiotics. It's killing our good bacteria, right? There's just this whole cascade of attacks on our body. And then if we're not eating good food on top of that, so we've already got all these attacks coming in. And what does your body use to fight off those attacks? Antioxidants from our food, the good fibers, the good polyphenols in the food. So the rainbow of fruits and vegetables, right? Nuts and seeds and these wonderful plants that Mother Nature gave us. These are the things that are going to help you fight. They're going to feed the good bacteria, and the good bacteria is going to help. That's your first line of defense. They are there fighting for you every day. And so what we need to be mindful of is our whole digestive process, making sure that our gut bacterial balance is not in dysbiosis. So you probably hear me say the word dysbiosis all the time. And it's because our gut bacteria have to work symbiotically. They work together. If we have too much of this guy, that's not good. If we have too little of this guy, that's not good. We want this much of this guy. Same with this guy. We want just enough. These guys work together. So if we are in dysbiosis, which means there's just an imbalance in all these different gut bacteria, we've got 100 trillion bacteria, then the body is going to be out of balance, and there's always going to be a fight. Your body's always going to try and get back to what we call homeostasis, just its nice, even-keeled balance where we want it to be. But with all of the things that I mentioned, everything that I'm talking about today gets you out of homeostasis, and that's when your body will start to try and keep you alive. And all these reactions that you might have, allergic reactions, whether it's sneezing or coughing or skin rash or itching or, gut issues, diarrhea, the list goes on and on and on. This is your body trying to tell you, hey, lady, there's some stuff going on down here that needs to be addressed. Popping an allergy pill is not solving what is going on. Popping an allergy pill is just covering up the symptoms, right? So I haven't heard from anybody yet. Somebody give me something in the comments. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Say hi, give me a question, let me know if this makes sense. Does this all make sense? Let me know. Do you feel like you have leaky gut? Did you watch my leaky gut workshop that I did a couple of weeks ago? If you didn't, put leaky in the comments. I will send you the replays of my leaky gut workshop, because I'm telling you guys, everyone needs to watch that. Everyone needs to watch that. And in particular, if you have children, this is something that needs to be nipped in the bud before your children get older. The incidence of childhood chronic diseases is off the charts. We need to be taking care of this, and almost everything comes back to leaky gut. And so, when we think of allergies, we might not think it's a very big deal. Like, it's just seasonal allergies. Like, I sneeze, I blow my nose, I just take a Claritin every day, I'm good to go. But what is going on underneath? What's the real root cause of this? And of course, if you're in this group, you probably joined this group because you have gut issues. So clearly there's something going on in your gut. That's not a mystery to you, right? If you didn't know that you had gut issues, you wouldn't have joined this group. So if we know there's gut issues, we need to find out the root cause. We need to improve the whole system from the mouth to the anus and get everything working smoothly, seal up that leaky gut. And a big part of this is testing the gut microbiome so that we know what's going on. If we don't test the gut microbiome, we're totally guessing about what to do. And so that's what I do with my clients, so that we can make sure that we have a clear picture. I call it your digestive blueprint. It's as unique as your fingerprint. All 8 billion people on this planet have a unique digestive blueprint. Once we can get a clear picture of your digestive blueprint, we know exactly what to do. I work with a lab called Microbiome Labs, and we work together, take your whole health history and create a protocol for you. And the amazing thing is, your gut is the hub of everything else in your body. So if you strengthen and improve and heal your gut, guess what? Everything else in the body improves, including your allergies. And so things that you can do today. So, the big picture is clearly working with me so we can get rid of all of your issues and make you happy and healthy and thriving. But what can you do today? Drink lots of water, filtered water. You don't want toxins in your water going into your body. Cut back on histamine foods. So foods that are high in histamine are cheese, especially aged cheeses, processed meats, salamis, and even deli meats, things like that. Wine and beer, high histamine. Shellfish, fermented foods, unfortunately, because fermented foods are so great for you, but just while you're trying to reduce your histamine, you want to cut those out for a little bit. And avocados, unfortunately, too, high in histamine. So drink lots of water, reduce high histamine foods, also leftovers. So any leftovers over maybe 24, 48 hours are now going to be histamine producing in the body. And really increase your fresh rainbow of foods. So fresh foods that have polyphenols in them, your bright reds, your bright oranges and yellows and greens and blues, all of those fresh, delicious foods are going to get in there. They have antioxidants. I call antioxidants little disease fighters. They'll go in there and they'll help you fight off what is going on. So that immune reaction that you're having to everything, these are going to help calm that and help fight for you, right? And then there are supplements that are helpful. So first of all, balancing the gut microbiome. We don't know how to balance it until we take a test, but you can take a spore-based probiotic. Spore-based probiotic will actually go to your gut and set up shop there, because most probiotics, they go in and they go out, especially those grocery store ones. You guys, please stop throwing money away on grocery store supplements. I don't care if you order from me. I'm not trying to make money from you. I just don't want you to throw your money away. Find some brands that you trust that are third-party tested. Supplements are not regulated, so they can just put in there whatever they want, and it can be the shittiest, worst quality. That's why they're 2 for $1 all the time at the grocery store, right? Find a brand that you trust. If you need help, reach out to me. I only use 3 brands for about 95% of my supplements and what I recommend for my clients, because they're third-party tested for purity and they really have in them what they say on the bottle. So I did put together a little supplement guide. So you can just put guide in the comments and I will send you over that supplement guide, and you all in this group get a 10% discount through my dispensary. And there's 4 supplements in there. You can take them all if you want to just, give everything the quadruple whammy, or you could take 1 or 2 or 3, that's up to you. But all 4 of them are in that cart. But minding your gut bacteria is always, always, always number 1. And so trying to avoid antibiotics if they're not necessary, and a lot of times they're not. If you are going to take antibiotics, make sure you're rebuilding your gut bacteria. Every time we take antibiotics, we're wiping it out. We're like bombing our entire rainforest. So we need to build all of that back up using prebiotics, prebiotic foods, garlic, onion, Jerusalem artichokes, green banana flower, chicory root. I have a whole list. If you want my list of prebiotics, just say prebiotics in the comments and I'll send it to you. But the prebiotics are going to feed your good bacteria. If the good bacteria go into the body, but we don't feed them, they're going to die off. So we need to feed that good bacteria. So, things that you can do right now: avoid the high histamine foods, increase fresh, colorful foods, drink lots of clean, filtered water. If you need help finding a good water filter, let me know. Because your one on your refrigerator is not cutting it, and the Brita is not cutting it. And then try and reduce your stress while you're eating. Like, look at the trees, give gratitude for your food, take a nice big deep breath, so that your body can actually digest the food that you are eating. And get really good deep sleep. When you get really good deep sleep, your body can do all of its processes. When it wants to sweep all that histamine out of the body, it can actually do it because it has to do it in your deep sleep. We can't detoxify all day long. The body is busy all day long. It needs that good deep sleep. Just because you're in bed doesn't mean you're getting deep sleep. So focusing on that will help your body detox. So I think that is all I had for you today. Do you have any questions for me? Let me see if I can even see the chat. Sometimes Facebook shows me and sometimes it doesn't.
Is all I have for you today. You can even see the chat.
Oh boy. Any questions? Questions? Let me know in the chat, like, what do you do for your allergies? Do you take a pill every day? Do you want to keep taking a pill every day? Or do you want to get some good solutions, right? It's up to you. You're in charge. I'm not in charge of you. Just like your doctor is not in charge of you. You are in charge of you, and you are a sovereign being. You can make your own choices about your own body 24/7. So do your own research. Use your intuition to decide what's right for you, right? Find someone who you trust that actually will help you, right? Can the candida cause the allergy? Yeah. So candida is a yeast overgrowth, and that will cause an immune reaction, right? Because anything that is a foreign invader is going to cause your body to have an immune reaction. So any pressure, any overload of work that we're putting on the immune system is going to cause that toxic bucket to fill up. Yeah. Any other questions? So put guide if you want that that supplement guide. There's 4 supplements there, and they really will work the best symbiotically together. But you could choose 1 or 2 or 3. And then if you want my list of prebiotics, put prebiotics. I'll send you that list. I think there was one other thing that I said that I could send. Does anybody remember? I can't remember. But so basically what you want to think about whenever you have any symptom is, why am I having this symptom right now? What happened that caused my body to get overloaded to finally yell at me? Every symptom is your body yelling at you. I don't care what it is. It's everything in your body is related. Everything. Your eyes don't work separate from your joints, that don't work separate from your brain, that don't work separate from your intestines, right? Everything in the body works together. And so choosing to look at the body in individual categories like our medical system does is just not effective. And so if you have an allergy, or if you have a skin rash, or if you're all of a sudden super constipated, or you're all of a sudden running to the bathroom every 2 seconds, or you're getting heartburn, like, we need to really put on our little detective hat and go, what's going on in the body? Why is our bucket overflowing? And now the body is trying to yell at us. So listen to the body. It's always, always, always working for you. Just remember that your body is trying to keep you alive all the time. People say, oh, my body hates me right now. Your body does not hate you. Your body is trying to keep you alive. So you should tell your body, thank you every single day that it's working so hard for you. Okay, everybody, I've got a client coming in 1 minute. So thank you all for coming. I'll see you here next week, 3 o'clock. Always reach out if you need anything. Love you all. Bye.